It's one. It's one. A lot more to come. Shout out our fans. Absolutely incredible. Thank you guys for showing up, showing love to all my teammates. We appreciate you. More to come.
Make this rivalry come back, this manufactured rivalry, which, by the way, you guys, the Indiana Fever beat the Sky by nearly 40 points. They won 93-58.
Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky.
Panic hit Chicago the moment their so-called star, Angel Reese, humiliated the entire team, not with her skills, but with zero contribution and a whole lot of F-bombs aimed at Caitlin Clark's fans. And Caitlin Clark? She handled her business. Game 1, 20 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. The girl has mastered shoulder checks and trash talk, but when it comes to actual basketball, Angel Reese vanishes faster than her podcast listeners. Now, her own coach is reportedly considering benching her, not for injuries, but because she brings more drama than points. Great for sport, sure. I understand that. I grew up loving rivalries. I grew up in Iowa. Iowa State games were like pro matchups in the state. Whether it was my high school team or college, I still hate our rival high school, Valley High School. Sorry to anyone from Valley High, but let me tell you, the heat started even before the game. Last year, Angel Reese made a powerful statement saying the reason people watch women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of her and Caitlin Clark. A year later, do you feel like you're getting the recognition you expected? Next question. A Chicago Sky reporter asked Angel Reese if she still believed people watch women's basketball because of her. Without even letting the question finish, Reese cut it off with 2 words, "Next question." That was her entire response. Too much Caitlin Clark? Nope. Every game, more Caitlin Clark all the time. Always. Caitlin Clark is easily the most influential athlete in a team sport. That moment told everyone exactly what they needed to know. Reese brushed off accountability, dismissed the question like it was beneath her, and pretended the Caitlin Clark conversation didn't exist. But the real answer came just a few hours later on the court when Reese didn't just avoid the question. She completely disappeared from relevance. 20 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. What did the kids say? Belt to ass. While Clark made history with the first triple-double in a WNBA season opener, Angel Reese wandered through 35 minutes looking like the most overhyped signing on Chicago's roster. Sure, she grabbed 17 rebounds, but she missed back-to-back layups and couldn't score to save her life. Her performance wasn't dominance, it was damage control. And honestly, from that moment on, Reese disappeared. Her impact on the game was gone. Caitlin Clark? She was in her zone. Clark didn't just eat the foul. She took over the moment mentally and physically. So now the big question, was that fire from Reese real or just for show? She entered the game trying to play the mentally tough alpha, hyped like she was ready for war. But by the second half, it was clear she wasn't leading anything. Her body language said it all, pulling at her jersey, shouting, looking lost every time the camera cut to her. That next question attitude aged like spoiled milk the moment Caitlin Clark turned the game into her own highlight reel. If we talk stats today, 20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds for Clark. This wasn't just a bad night for Reese. It was a full collapse of the narrative the WNBA has been trying to sell for the last year. That Angel Reese was the co-face of the league. That press conference clip wasn't a power move. It was the funeral bell for the Reese versus Clark PR fantasy, because one of them made history and the other became a meme. It feels like it all went by fast. I didn't know going into the offseason how exactly it would feel. Just yesterday, it was January, and I was itching for this first game. I thought it would take a long time to get here, but it doesn't. If you stay consistent, follow your routines, and stay busy, it comes pretty fast. While Clark drained logo threes, orchestrated offense, and turned defense into transition magic, Reese and the Sky were getting torn apart in every direction. It wasn't close. It wasn't competitive. It was a 35-point public shaming on national TV. The panic started the moment the numbers came in. Clark had already pulled 1.3 million viewers for a preseason game, more than the WNBA Finals. And not one of those people paid to see Angel Reese miss uncontested shots in the paint. They came for Caitlin. They always do. Because the reality is this league doesn't run on who talks the most. It runs on who performs. And Clark doesn't just perform. she rewrites the rules. That's the biggest news for the next 3 months. Now, let's talk about Caitlin Clark's hard foul on Angel Reese. Meanwhile, the league is still scrambling. Last year, they tried to downplay Clark's impact like her fan base was a glitch in the system. Now, they're moving games to NBA arenas just to keep up with ticket demand. They tried to resist the Caitlin Clark effect. Now, they're playing catch-up like Reese chasing a fast break she was never going to block. Man, this just went down. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going at it. More so Angel Reese going at Clark. Veterans were offended Clark was the face. Too much media, too many cameras, too much airtime. But guess what? The fans weren't offended. They were in line buying tickets, buying jerseys, and filling every seat in the building. When someone breaks NCAA records, sells out every arena, and still gets elbow-checked every game by jealous defenders, that's not controversy. That's a threat, and everyone knows it. My goodness gracious, the Fever destroyed the sky in front of a sold-out 17,000-plus crowd. Clark fouled Angel Reese. Reese lost her mind, tried to fight Clark. The narrative was never about balance. It was about denial. Reese was hyped to be the rival, but Clark never needed one. She didn't waste time talking. She just shut up, showed up, and buried every fake comparison in a pile of points, assists, and rebounds. Reese couldn't even answer a question, and when it mattered most, she didn't. On the mic or on the court, it's glorious. The season is back, and it started with a triple-double in the first game. Now, let's talk about the game itself that's making headlines. From the opening whistle, it was obvious they were running a clear rattle Clark strategy. By that, I mean physically harassing the league's most talked-about player like it was 1990s street ball. Hard screens, fouling off ball, shoving in transition. The problem? Caitlin Clark isn't just built for this kind of pressure. She feeds on it. There was a hard foul committed by Clark on Angel Reese. Reese fell to the ground, but got up feeling spicy, charging at Clark. Clark walked away while Aaliyah Boston stepped in and stopped Reese. Courtney Vanderloo was also involved. The turning point came late in the third quarter. Clark saw Reese about to score off an offensive rebound and a wide-open layup in the making. Clark made a textbook foul, wrapped Reese across the shoulders to stop the basket. Not a shove, swing, or flagrant elbow. Just a clean, tactical foul every WNBA defender has done 1,000 times. Initially ruled a common foul, referees huddled, stared at the monitor like it was Zapruder film, then came back with a flagrant one call.